welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the official first video, manifestation video on this channel, and I am probably gonna be quite nervous, quite cringy, because I just don't know how to act if I'm not holding the camera pointing to my face. So yeah, and it's gonna be a lot of eye contact, which we're not used to, but okay, let's go. I wanted to touch on the topic of we're not creating something when we're manifesting. When we're manifesting something, it's not something that we create. It's not something that we create out of thin air, because as we know, as I've said many, many times before, quantum structure is done. It is completely done. Everything exists. Everything that you can imagine with you, with your SP, with the job that you want, that you don't want, whatever it is you can think of, it exists. It's happening right now. Past, the present, the future, it's happening all at once, which I know is a concept that it's hard to understand, but it's quantum physics. And do you need to understand it in order to manifest? No, it's just a fact. And let it be a fact. Do you need to understand exactly how a car functions in order to drive it? No, you just know how to drive the car. Why it functions the way it, who cares? What we do create is our experiences based on our perspective that we have, that we choose to have in certain moments in life, what we assume, what we expect. That's what we create. Certain circumstances, certain experiences. But here's the thing. There's a lot of people that feel like it's their fault for experiencing certain things, or having these certain circumstances right now that they don't really like, or they feel guilty, whatever. They think it's their fault for everything. Here's the thing. I don't know how long you have been in the manifestation community, especially law of assumption community, but if nobody has ever explained this to you, I really need you to pay attention right now and listen closely to what I'm about to say. Yes, you do create your experiences based off of your assumptions, your core beliefs and dominant thoughts, okay? But it's not your fault that you have these assumptions, these core beliefs, and sometimes dominant thoughts. Because when you really think about it, ever since we were little kids, we have been influenced by our parents, by our family, by friends, by TV, movies, shows, magazines, all of this. And none of our assumptions, so to speak, have been formed willingly by us. They have been always influenced by others, by someone outside of us. So again, you might have created a certain experience, circumstance, but not because you wanted to, but because you had that assumption within you, which created that circumstance. Now that you are aware that you have these certain assumptions, it's your job to change them. Now it's your responsibility to change them. Now you can say, it's my fault if I, remain in this situation, in this circumstance. If you want to change it, if you want to remain in the situation and you don't want to change it, by all means. But if it's something that you complain about, and the law of assumption, manifestation, you have been, following coaches, and, you get the gist, then yeah, it's your responsibility to change it. Nobody else's. And remember, core beliefs in general, it's not something that we can just form when we want. That's why when we affirm, it's not so easy to believe our affirmations, right? But that's why we have to repeat them. Repetition, consistency, persistence. That's the key. Persistence is always the key. Because if we want to create new neural pathways, we do it with repetition. And once we get those, neurons fired up, once we get the connection there, it becomes more and more of a dominant thought. And that dominant thought becomes an assumption. And eventually, when you experience that assumption, it becomes a belief. Don't get me wrong, your manifestations can happen way before you start believing in your affirmations. Way before. I cannot tell you how many times I have manifested something, affirmed for it and everything, but haven't quite been able to believe in what I am affirming. Of course, I believe in the law. Of course, I know it's inevitable for it to manifest. But since I never got the experience of that what I am affirming for, of course it's hard for you to believe it, you know? But again, that's why we persist in our repetitions, in our routines. We gotta be disciplined because nobody's gonna do it for you. Nobody's gonna do it for you. Coaches are not gonna do it for you. Coaches can guide you. Coaches can be, your helping hand, a tool, like I say. They can't do it for you. They can teach you how, of course, but they can't do it for you. We always got to do it by ourselves, for ourselves. So if right now you're experiencing something that you want to get rid of, you want to eliminate out of your life, you want to change, you want to reshape, you want to remold, you want to do something about it, do something about it. It's all up to you. Nobody can mess it up for you. Nobody can mess it up for you. If you want something, you can have it. The person that you want, you can be with that person. The job that you want, you can have that job. The experience that you want, you can have it. But persist in that outcome. Persist in that what you want. Stay loyal to that what you want. Because if you're not staying loyal to those new desired assumptions that you want to live by, how are you going to expect people to conform to those assumptions? How are you going to expect the 3D to conform to your assumptions? And by the way, people are part of the 3D, so yeah. Know what you want, be clear, stand firm in it, consistently, and persist in it, no matter what. Because what does persisting mean? Standing firm and doing something, a certain action, in spite of difficulty and opposition. If you feel like you can benefit from, one-on-one with me, you can always message me on Instagram or email me for one-on-one coaching. I also have an SP workbook that's available in my Instagram bio. There's a link there. And I have a new 3D booklet, little guidebook, look at 3D guide. I really enjoyed writing that because it's more of like the 3D is talking to you. It's not me writing about the 3D, it's the 3D directly talking to you and explaining itself to you. So I really had fun writing it, and yeah, it's I feel like it's a little bit more personal like this, and you can relate a little bit more to it. But yeah, let me shut up. Let me wrap this up. And for the first video, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I hope this looks somewhat okay, decent, and I'll see you guys next time. Remember, you got this.